I read an article by YEC not that long ago that you gave up your cell phone at one point. How did you communicate with people? I did. I gave up my cell phone for about 2 years, and I got one. I got a new one. I actually had an iPhone 5, and then I switched to one of these things, a Nexus, and they're pretty awesome. And I'm kind of addicted to this thing. I may actually have to go off of it for a few months, to be honest with you. So how did I communicate with people? First of all, let me give you the backstory on why I didn't have a cell phone for 2 years. I didn't have a cell phone for 2 years because it was a huge distraction. You have to really understand what moves your business forward every single day. So you chatting, you texting with people, I've actually shut my phone off, but you chatting with people every single day, does that move your rock forward? Does, going onto Facebook and posting messages and scanning Facebook all day long, or going onto Twitter all day long, does that move the rock forward for you? Will life really be a disaster if Cindy or Johnny don't invite you out for that party on Friday night? Not really. Because what do you fundamentally want to do? So look at the larger picture. Don't look at the small idioms in front of you. Look at what you really want to do with your life. And if you want to build a business, there are sacrifices that you have to be able to make. One of them being to cut yourself off from distractions. And this thing is a distraction machine. I truly believe that the future of marketing will be focused on distraction. So how can I better distract you in comparison to my competitors? I think that's probably the future of marketing fundamentally. I know it is media right now. So how can I distract you? How can I pull your attention away and pull your attention away from what you're supposed to be doing and getting my attention and focusing on me instead? So I recognized, like many other people that are addicted to various substances or things, that if I kept this cell phone, it was going to be detrimental to my business. So what I decided to do is I cut it cold turkey. I lasted the whole entire process lasted about 3 months, from me completely cutting off to me being okay without having a cell phone. I can't tell you how many times I literally put my hand in my pocket to pull it out, just be like, how do I get here? I'll just pull out Google Maps. Like every day for about 2 weeks, I put my hand in my pocket to try to find my phone, and it wasn't there. And the way that I actually did it, cold turkey wise, is I disconnected my carrier. I went to a hardline phone. So, it was an interesting adaptation process. But at the end of that entire process, I basically came out and was, I would say a good hour of my day I got back every single day. That's not counting all of the bullshit sort of texts back and forth that would really not go anywhere. So when I switched to a hard line, one of the big things that I recognized was it was actually a filtering process for other people to get in contact with me rather than me missing out on human interaction. So let me say that better. If you wanted to get in contact with me, if you wanted to set up plans with me, if you wanted to go out for dinner with me, you had to actually plan it. You had to email me. You had to set it up in my calendar. You had to call me on my hard line. You had to actually set up plans. You couldn't randomly on a Friday night just be like, hey, what's up? It just didn't work because I didn't have the tool to be able to respond to you in that way. And that was great because I understood the people who actually wanted to spend time with me, not the people that just sort of basically, were agnostic towards spending time with me. Anybody who is starting a business right now, I would really take a hard look as to whether or not you need a cell phone in your life. And I know that sounds alien, particularly for our demographic. But I was able to do it. I did it for 2 years. I had the entire company had a little bit of an intervention with me, so they got me one of these things. Um, I keep it off most of the time. There are certain times that I just keep the phone off completely. I don't have voicemail on this thing. There's a couple things that I've set up, so I'm making sure that it's a much more efficient tool for me. But I would suggest to you that if you're really serious about business, take a hard look at that, and then also look at other things in your life that you can cut out. Um, I like movies. I like to go to Tuesday night, cheap movie night. That's great for me. I do that. I don't have video games or anything like that. I really focus on what's important, which is moving the business forward. And remember, you really want to be able to do things now that no one's willing to do so you can live like no one can live in the future, right? That's really entrepreneurship, is being able to live, go through shit now so that you can do bigger things later.